Olympic team, and a hashtag was born, Jumping for Mikey. Their whole Rochester community rallying to support the family.
Jonathan Lillis.
During the Olympics, John wore his brother Mikey's old jumping suit.
It's the closest thing that I could have kept him with me.
Little brother Chris is hoping to join John at the next Olympics in Beijing. The Lillis family is already planning that trip.
I think that when you're having really tough times in your life, it's important to find that ladder that helps you climb out.
It's obviously so bittersweet for them. They were hoping all three would be together at the Olympics in Beijing, but Dad Bernie says Mikey will be there too, guiding from above. Guys.
Absolutely. Kate, thank you so much, and we're so happy to have John with us now.
Hi, John.
Good to see you. I can't imagine how you did that. Here you are at the Olympics. It's such a big moment for you. It requires everything athletically, and I know your heart was heavy. How has it been? How have you been handling this?
As said earlier, it was bittersweet, and I think that everything I've kind of tried to do here has been in honor of my brother, and I think for the last 4 months, but it's been a tough road. I mean, qualifying for the Olympics is not easy. It's something that takes a lot of work, not only for the 10 years beforehand, but just going into it and the competitions going into it. It's such a strong group of athletes competing for these spots. So I had to kind of put a little bit of the emotion aside and just do it for him and use that kind of as a guide and a little bit of extra steam to go out and push as hard as I could.
What do you think he would have thought? I mean, I'm watching you up in the air, wearing his suit. What do you think your brother would have thought in that moment?
I think he would have thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, he was a super fan as well as an athlete, and I think that all athletes are. If you compete at a high level, you have to really love the sport that you're involved in, whatever it may be. But just seeing my brother Chris's face and knowing how much fun he was having, I think that Mikey would have, thought the world of it, and being here and seeing everything going on, I think he would have thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Your folks are here, and I know you have a special tribute you all are wearing to Mikey. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I kind of had this little idea when they nominated the Olympic team. I was like, Chris still has a chance, and I would say that he'll probably be in Beijing. He tore his ACL, but he's such a strong competitor and strong athlete. I can't see it happening again, so I think he'll be there. But Mikey obviously would never have that chance to represent the country and walk in the opening ceremony. So I asked my parents, I said, how can I bring him with me, or would you guys be okay if I carried his ashes in the opening ceremony? And then as we kind of got into all the details of it, and they were like, that might not be the best thing. You're standing around for a while, you're kind of corralled into your country, and I wouldn't want it to get knocked over or broken. And then there was a local artist back in Rochester, where I'm from, and he wrote my mom a message and offered to make a glass pendant with his ashes inside of it. And so that's what I wore during the opening ceremonies.
You've honored him in so many ways, and thank you for telling us about him and bringing your story. And I hope we see you and Chris, your brother,
Thank you.
in Beijing in 4 years. You up for it?
I think I'm up for it. There's nothing more that I love in the world than coming out and doing this and then representing our country. So I think it is worth it to hold on for as long as you can, and I think 4 years isn't so long.
Yeah. You did us all proud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John. And we'll head over to Al and get a check of the weather.
All right, let's take a look, see what we've got for our week ahead. And you can see we've got heavy rain in the Ohio, Mississippi River valleys, heavy snow from the plains into the Rockies, windy conditions to the southwest. As we get into the midweek period, that same area will continue to see the heavy rain, a big flood threat lower into the mid-Mississippi River valleys, record highs along the east coast. Look for bitter cold in the plains and sunshine along the west coast. And as we get toward the end of the week, we've got weather turning colder in the northeast. The flooding potential continues through the Gulf Coast, and we're looking at sunshine out west. Yep, we got a dinosaur. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Chuck Bell. Cloudy skies overhead right now. Most of the rain from earlier this morning is pushed out. There's still about a 30 or 40% chance you get another scattered shower or two later this morning or early.